Right now, as you read this sentence, you are not actually experiencing it. You're experiencing something that already happened. By the time your brain registers now, that moment is gone. It's already the past. And it's been that way every second of your entire life. Here's the strange part. You feel like you're living in the present. It feels seamless, instant, real time. But that feeling is a lie your brain tells you on purpose. Let's start with light hitting your eyes. Photons strike your retina, get converted into electrical signals, and travel through your optic nerve into your visual cortex. That trip takes time. Roughly 13 milliseconds for the signal to even register. But raw registration isn't the same as conscious awareness. For you to actually perceive something, your brain has to process it, compare it against memory, assign it meaning. That takes far longer, somewhere between 200 and 500 milliseconds, depending on what you're looking at. So every single thing you see right now already happened up to half a second ago. Your brain is constantly showing you reruns and convincing you they're live broadcasts. It gets stranger with sound. Sound travels slower than light, but your ears process it faster than your eyes process images. So if your brain played everything back exactly when it received it, a person clapping in front of you would look out of sync like a badly dubbed movie. Your brain refuses to let that happen. In the 1980s, neuroscientist Benjamin Libet ran an experiment that should have been impossible to explain. He hooked subjects up to EEG machines and asked them to flick their wrist whenever they felt like it, while watching a fast-moving clock to mark the exact moment they decided to act. What he found broke everyone's assumptions about free will. The brain's motor cortex showed activity preparing the movement up to 350 milliseconds before the subject reported consciously deciding to move. Your brain had already made the call before you knew about it. That means the version of you that feels like it's choosing things in real time is actually getting a delayed memo. You're not driving the car. You're reading a report about where the car already went. So why doesn't life feel like a slideshow of slightly late footage? Because your brain is doing something almost unbelievable behind the scenes. It's editing. Neuroscientists call this temporal binding. Your brain collects raw sensory data, arriving at different speeds from different sources, lines them up, smooths over the gaps, and stitches them into one clean, continuous timeline. It's not showing you reality. It's showing you a post-production cut of reality, rendered just enough in arrears to feel seamless. There's an experiment that proves how easily this editing can be exposed. It's called the flash lag effect. Show someone a moving dot, and at one instant, flash a stationary dot directly beside it. Logically, they should appear in the same place. They never do. The moving dot looks like it's already pulled ahead. Your brain, anticipating where the moving object is heading, has already drawn it slightly further along the path than where it actually was. It's not showing you what happened. It's showing you its best guess of what should have happened by now. Because waiting for the literal truth would already be too slow. In other words, the present you experience isn't even accurate. It's a prediction dressed up as a perception. Here's where it gets even more disturbing. In 2002, psychologist Daniel Kahneman drew a sharp line between what he called the experiencing self and the remembering self. The experiencing self lives moment to moment in that 200 to 500 millisecond delay loop, but that version of you doesn't actually run your life. It can't. It's gone too fast. The remembering self is the one in charge. It's the version of you that takes all those delayed, edited, half-fictional moments and compresses them into a story. And critically, that story is what you base every decision on. Not what happened. What you remember happening. Kahneman ran studies where people rated a painful medical procedure as less unpleasant overall if it ended on a slightly less painful note, even if the total pain endured was objectively higher. Your memory doesn't average your experience. It edits the highlight reel, and that highlight reel becomes your entire sense of reality. So you're not just delayed by milliseconds in the moment. You're governed, hour to hour, by a second editing pass, your memory, rewriting events after the fact. And you never notice the cut. Put it all together and the picture gets genuinely uncomfortable. The present moment, as you feel it, doesn't exist. What you call now is a few hundred milliseconds of stale sensory data, smoothed, predicted, and stitched together by a brain working hard to hide its own lag. And the decisions you think you're making in that now were often already underway before the conscious version of you showed up to take credit. You've never once touched the actual present, not today, not as a child, not ever. Every birthday you remember, every conversation, every moment you'd swear you lived through in real time, you experienced as a delayed, edited reconstruction, and your brain made sure you never felt the seam. Maybe that's not a flaw. Maybe a brain that showed you raw, unedited, half-second-old reality all the time would be unusable, paralyzed by lag, unable to catch a ball or finish a sentence. The editing might be the only reason you can function at all, but it does mean something uncomfortable is true. The you reading this sentence right now already finished reading it a moment ago. This version, the one that feels like it's here, is already gone.